All right, guys, today we're talking about what I'm going to be reading in the month of August and what I'm going to try to read in the month of August. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Theo, and maybe go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. But today is just going to be a really quick August TBR, let you guys know what I'll be reading in the month of August and the books that I'm going to try to squeeze in if I have time. The first one is actually etched in stone, and that is because if you followed the channel for a while, you probably know that me and Alex over at Tall Guy Reads, we kind of co-run the Discord, the Grimoire Discord. I'll leave a link in the description. We'd be happy to have you. On that Discord, we're doing a read-along. The two of our channels are kind of leading it, and that is the Sun Eater Saga, for which we read The Empire of Silence last month, and we enjoyed it. It was a hit. Everybody loved it. And we're continuing with book 2 by Christopher Rocchio. That is Howling Dark. I hear that this one cranks everything up to 11. It gets kind of crazy in here. Book 1, I'll have a review coming out shortly. I'm just about to record it. And yeah, it's a brilliant setup to this world, but this one really takes everything to the next level. This is kind of where you get, the space opera starting to happen, and I can't wait to get into this one. I'm also going to try to make time for The Lesser Devil, which is a short story or collection of little short stories or whatever, but it is basically from the point of view of Hadrian's brother Crispin, and that chronologically takes place before Howling Dark and after Empire of Silence. So I'm going to do my best to try to fit that one in before I start on this. But basically, this is the first book of the month we'll be getting into again on the channel. Join the Discord. We'd love to have you. Join the read along if you haven't. I mean, we're doing one a month. You could probably catch up if you wanted to. And yeah, we had a blast with Empire of Silence. We're jumping in with this one. That'll be my first read in August. When I do my monthly wrap up for the month of July, you'll understand that I kind of blew up my July TBR a little bit. I rearranged a couple things. I kicked some stuff back. I ended up fitting in a couple different books that I wasn't planning to read. And sometimes you got to just accept the fact that you should read what you want to read. And I acknowledge the fact that I'm a bit of a mood reader, and I try my best to, structure a TBR, and I really don't over plan. I can only read so many books in a month because of my busy schedule. I can only get through about, 4 to 6 books typically. And so, I don't get too strict with that, but at the same time, I've kind of just accepted the fact that sometimes it's fun to just read what you want to read and, enjoy it. And I've accepted the fact that I'm a bit of a mood reader. But yeah, I shook up my July TBR a little bit because of that. So if you see this book again, that is the reason why, and that is The Light of All That Falls. This is book 3 of the Licanius trilogy by James Islington. I've been wanting to finish this up and wrap up the trilogy. I've been very impressed with it so far. I really enjoyed my time with the first 2 books, and this was supposed to have been read in July, but I pushed it. I had some other things come up. I got a little bit busy too, and I ended up finishing a couple other books and jumping into a read along with a couple friends. So I ended up pushing this one to August, but I'm going to try my best to fit this in. Again, priority Howling Dark, and then this one is probably top priority because I'd like to finish this trilogy. I've had a really good time with it, and I can't wait to see what happens. This is one that sets up so much stuff, so much is happening. It's a very complex plot. The characters are becoming more and more fleshed out. I do like most of the main characters. Some of the other characters have taken their time in, developing and stuff, and that's fine. But overall, I'm so intrigued with what's going on in this world. The magic is interesting. The world has expanded a little bit, and I feel like the second book has set us up so perfectly for what I hope to be an epic conclusion. So this one is going to be next on the list for August, and I can't wait. The next one is a bit of a read along that I kind of wasn't sure I was going to be able to join, but I'm going to try my best to make it work. And that is, I believe, being hosted or led by Dan over at Treebeard Book Reviews. And so I am, along with a bunch of other people, including quite a few booktubers, I think, are going to be reading another Discworld novel, and that is Pyramids by Terry Pratchett. And this one is one of his, if I'm not mistaken, I hope Dan can jump in the comments and correct me if he sees this, but I think it's a standalone. It's connected to a couple books. There's a beautiful map that I'll try and put a picture of on the screen that shows the kind of connections between some of the Discworld books, because there are multiple different entry points, and there are a couple different subplots that kind of revolve around their own characters or their own theme or whatever. So this one is part of the ancient civilizations kind of storyline, and it does connect with one or two other books. It connects with Small Gods, which I actually have read and quite enjoyed. And so, yeah, hopefully I have the time to fit this one in. Discworld books are not that long, so this one should be easy. I think it's also pretty easy to find the audiobook. I think they're actually on YouTube if you search it, but I also have the ebook. And so, yeah, I'm very excited to dip back into Discworld. It's been a little while since I've read a lot. I think the last one I read was probably Hogfather at Christmas, actually. It's been quite some time. So I'm excited to try a little bit more Terry Pratchett, lighten up the reading a little bit. I miss Terry Pratchett's writing and his humor. And sometimes it's really nice to fit those kinds of books in to the darker or the more epic and serious stuff as well. So yeah, that'll be the next one that I read in August if all goes well. The next one is kind of exciting. So on my Patreon, I opened it up to voting, and I gave my patrons the opportunity to choose one of the books that I'll be reading in the month of August. So I'll put it up on the screen. I basically opened it up to about 6 different options, a couple different authors, genres, different lengths. And yeah, right now, basically the voting has started, and in the lead is actually City of Brass, which I think it would actually be a really good fit to read this book in the middle of what is now kind of a summer heat wave for us. So yeah, a little bit of desert fantasy during a hot summer makes for probably an interesting reading experience. I think that would be a pretty good pair. So we'll see how voting goes. Right now, City of Brass is in the lead. A close second is actually The Road by Cormac McCarthy. So that's one that I was hoping to read a month or two ago. It is fairly short. I've heard it's pretty heavy, but it is a shorter book. So yeah, I'd be happy to read either one of those. We'll see where we land. And again, that was for my patrons on my Patreon. If you want to support the channel, I'll have a link in the description. Go ahead and do that. There's never any pressure, but check it out and see what that entails. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got planned for August. I have a couple in the back of my mind that I'm throwing around as filler options, a couple novellas, maybe another book if I have some time. I actually have some time off coming in August. I have a week off, which is going to help quite a bit. We also have a long weekend coming up very, very soon. So that'll be awesome. I'll be able to fit in a little bit of extra reading time and catch up because July was exceptionally busy, as it has been for a couple months now. That's it for me, guys. Just wanted to give you an update. Again, content is intermittent. I'm still working through my computer issues. It seems to have worked out so far with these small videos in maybe lesser quality, but hopefully you guys don't notice too much of a difference, and I appreciate the patience and the support. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching to the end, and I will catch you guys on the next one.